Hey everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Today is massive Tumbler day. I received a whole bunch of orders via YouTube for special tumblers, and I'm working on 4 of them. And generally when I get a custom order, most people ask if it can be on a YouTube video, and I try to do them individually. However, this particular order, I'm going to combine all 4 of them. And only because 3 of the 4 are pretty much the same technique. I'm just going to use a zipper on one, but all 3 of them are really the same technique. This was the only odd one that I've already started. This one, I created this decal, vinyl, whatever, printable sheet on Creative Fabrica. There's a link to them in my description if you want to save money on all your pictures and fonts and everything like that. So I printed that, I put it on the tumbler, I just added glitter to the bottom and this edge, and I've already put some sparkle shimmer into the epoxy. I'm basically at the stage where I'm going to trim off the extra at the top. I'm going to sand this down, and I'm going to get my sticker on the bottom, and then I will put another coat of epoxy on, and this one will be done. These 3 are the 3 that are technically the same, just a different fabric. So each one this one wanted to duplicate my Candy Inspector cup with the whipped cream lid, and it's going to say Candy Inspector. This one wanted to be the dog one with a decal that says something, I can't remember what it says, I'll find it. Life is better with dogs, I think is what it said. So that one's gonna say that. This is a separate person, and this one wanted Disney's Belle, and it's going to say Belle on there. So I've chosen glitters to correspond with each of them, and this one. And it's going to be a V-split. The only difference between the 2 pinks and this one is this V-split is going to go the opposite way because I'm going to add in a zipper for this one. So it's going to be like unzipping that to where the saying is going to be on there. So all I have done right now is spray painted the tumblers a corresponding color to the glitter. And I'm going to get these fabrics all cut, and the next thing is to get the fabric on the tumbler. All right, so for the fabric, when you're doing a V shape, you need to measure your cup around and how tall. So this one is going to be 9.5 inches and about 8 inches tall. So I'm just going to measure over. Now, first of all, check your fabric. This one has things going every which way, but if things are all going one way, make sure you have your fabric laid out the proper way, or it's going to be upside down and you'll have to do it again. So because it's 9.5 inches, I'm just going to mark over here the 9.5. And I use pen because I know I'm going to be going over the seams with washi tape. And then 8 inches, I'm going to go over 8 inches because this is not a straight cut. So I'm going to do 8.5 inches. Then we're going to take half of 9 and find the center, half of 9.5. And we're going to find the center. So we're going to go over about 4 3/4, which is about here. And then 4 3/4 at the bottom, which is here. This is a big piece of fabric, so it keeps moving on me. And then I'm just going to draw a V from corner to corner so I know where I'm going to be cutting. So I will do this on all 3 fabrics and then I will come back.
Hi. Michelle got a phone call, so she's out there, so I took her phone. So we're just gonna walk around and we're gonna talk. And we go out here and we could look out here at the pool. Just something I could, you know, she's gonna see this and then she's gonna say, what the hell did you do to my phone? Well, it's what I do. It's me. We go over here and say hi to little panda bear. Let's go say hi to my little panda. Hey, Pan. What you doing, buddy? How's my little panda bear? Look here, I'm filming your... Okay, we gotta hurry up. She's getting ready to hang up, so I'm gonna go put the phone back. Talk to you guys later.
I got the dog one cut out. I got the candy one cut out. Now on this particular fabric, because I like to cut from the straight line corner that they provide, and what I'm talking about is like this line here. So I know that's a straight line. So I always measure that. So I cut out the perfect size, but I don't like the placement of bell on there. So I'm going to use this piece as a template and I'm just going to set it over her right here, trace it, and then recut a new piece. So I've rough traced it and then remove it. So then you could see what you're gonna see. So she is pretty much in the center of this piece. So that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I might actually bring it down just a little bit more and retrace. I don't know if I'm gonna see the ink through this or not. So I may just do a different one. I cut it out anyway because I did go higher. So I'm just I place it on the cup and it's actually gonna be fine because that's where her head would be. So I don't need to waste any more material on that. So this one will be great. To get the fabric onto the tumbler, I'm going to use tacky glue directly onto the fabric first. Oops, I guess it helps if I open it. So I'm just going to squirt this all over the fabric. Get it wiped pretty good with a brush. Once I have it placed on the tumbler exactly where I want it, and this stuff holds pretty good, then I'm going to go over it with Mod Podge 3 times with drying in between each coat of Mod Podge. Just get this spread out evenly. You do not want any areas that do not get penetrated with glue. If you do that, and there's air trapped underneath without any kind of sealing, you're going to have what looks like a wet spot, and you cannot fix that. You will have to strip your tumbler down and start all over again. Not necessarily with the tacky glue, but I'm just saying overall with all the glues. Once you're done with all those sealed spots, I do want to cover this spot right here. That's why I'm turning it. So just get your fabric on. I want them to come together in the back. If they don't, then adjust your fabric. So these are coming together, and then pull out all your bubbles, lay it flat. I kind of want it to go a little higher though. You can move it, it's no big deal. I like when my point is at the base, even though you can create the point with your washi tape. And this tacky glue stuff is tacky, so if you use them, you can use Mod Podge to do this. The only reason I'm not is because it gets really wet. See how that's not coming together? But I think I could probably get it to come together because I really want that point at the bottom. I'm gonna make sure it comes together with the washi tape. So once you have it on where you want it, take your scissors and trim off the excess fabric. As close to the rim as you can, because we do want some of that rim exposed. but I have a little trimmer for tumblers that I will use later once all the glue is dry. But for now, I'm just gonna get this extra off. So get the extra off, get all the bubbles out, which you could still do with the Mod Podge, but I do see one or two that I want out anyway. Okay, I mean, this is pretty rock solid on here. Oop, there's a bubble right there. Try not to get any wrinkles in there. You want a good surface. Okay, so now I'm just going to go over this with a good layer. I should say 3 good layers. Just paint it all over your cup. And then let it dry. When it's clear and dry, do it again, and then do it again 3 times. If you want to do 4, you can do 4, but I do at least 3 always, because I do not want to have to strip a tumbler down. Okay, I'm going to do this on all 3 tumblers, and then we'll work on the glitter. I want to show you this dog one because the zipper. So we're wrapping it this way, so the V is going to fold over. It's not really going to be a V at the top, so we want that there. This is going to come together here because we want the zipper to be zipped up a little bit. I usually put this little piece of the zipper right at the bottom edge, and then zip the zipper up and then split it like this. So that's where it would split. So what you want to do, so you don't want to see this fabric peeking out, so I'm just going to cut this piece off right here. You won't see it. Like I said, the zipper will be sitting underneath it like that. So I'm just going to get this glued on and we'll move on. While I'm waiting for the cups to dry over there with the fabric, I'm going to go ahead and trim up my zipper. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to cut underneath this here. I'm just going to cut up underneath that. Just cut that off. And then I'm going to trim it as close as I possibly can to the actual zipper. So I'm going to cut all this fabric off because it's not going to bend the way I want it to. Plus, I'd rather see the pretty washi tape than this blue fabric. So just unzip it. All you want left is this little piece of zipper. That's all you want left. So let's just trim all the way up. I'm not going to cut the top off yet until it's actually placed onto the tumbler and resin down, if you know what I mean. Then we'll trim it at the last minute. So just get these 2 pieces cut off and be left with this part here. And this is what it should look like when you are done. So it's still going to go zipping up, but you just want that little tiny piece. So I have 3 coats on these. They're all dry and I'm ready to trim this edge of fabric off. So I'm going to use this little cutter. It's got a little blade right here and it's adjustable, so it has many levels. So I just put it at the level I wanted, and I'm just going to spin the cup against the blade all the way around pretty hard so it cuts through that fabric. Just make sure you go all the way around, and then it should come right off the cup. And you'll have a nice even lip. And remember, the glue is holding it down, so you'll have to give a little bit of force. Okay, and I'm going to take the paint off there too. I'd like to get it back down to the metal so the resin has something to adhere to. So I'll clean the rest of that off with some acetone, and I will do that to all 3 cups. You see that? Next step, guys. I've taped up the fabric with painter's tape because I was going to just sprinkle the glitter on, but because each of the 3 that I chose are holographic glitter, it's just going to look better. It's going to take more work, but it's going to look better if we lay it down and burnish it in with the tack it method. So it's just going to take a little bit longer, a few more steps. The other one is lagging behind. I'm still waiting for extra glue to dry on it, so I will start with these 2. So you're going to use your tack it over and over glue, which looks like this. And I keep a little jar of it, and it's measured 50% of the glue to 50% of the water. So I just make up like an ounce at a time, use what I need to, and then put it in a little container. So you're going to take your little brush, whatever kind you want, a soft brush, and we're going to do 2 coats. We're going to rub it on, and I took all the extra Mod Podge off, the best that I could. I can't get it all off, it just doesn't come off. That got onto the paint when I was gluing this down. So I'm going to go right over that with 2 coats of this. You're going to let it dry between coats, just like the Mod Podge. And it's going to be tacky and clear when it's dry. And then we will get the glitter on this way, just because it'll look nicer when it's done. And I'm also going to do the bottoms, so get the bottoms real good. And this is a little more difficult. We're doing several different techniques on 1 cup. So it's going to take some more time than normal. I didn't have my camera on for this one, but I will show you the holographic effect by rubbing it down. I think it looks so much better. But since you missed this one, I will go ahead and do one of the pink ones on here for you. Let me go grab it. The bell one is just about caught up to the rest of them. I'm waiting on the last coat of the tack it to dry. Is this the right one? Is this the right one? No, this is not. That one is for Belle. This is the right one. That was close. That would have been terrible, even though I'm probably the only one who would know. Okay, so it's all dry, it's clear, and it's tacky. You're just going to sprinkle your glitter all over. Make sure you put a piece of paper, this is a piece of parchment paper, down. Get it all over your glue. Nice good coat. This works best with holographic to get the effect from the holographics. Now before you start rubbing it in, just make sure like all these edges have some glitter on them, the bottom. Because once you start pressing it in, you don't have another chance with the glue. Just those edges, they get me every time. Okay, I'm just going to dump this back in my jar so I don't waste it. And we're gonna start burnishing that in, and you'll see the effect that it gives once it's put in there. Okay, so see how that's like dark red and you don't really see a color change? So just take your hand and start rubbing it in, and you will see the color change, and it will also feel different. It will be really, really, really smooth. Now the bottoms are a little more tricky because of the lips, but each cup is different, so we'll do a side here so you can see. Now press pretty hard, use your hand, Sometimes if it doesn't work, then we just have to use it as glitter. And that could be for whatever the reason, the glue wasn't right. But I've never been successful going over it. So you can see how the color changes, and you can see the holographics. So just go around. Now, hindsight, if I knew I was going to do the tack it, because I didn't plan on it, I would have done the entire cup and then put the fabric on, because it would have been easier than taping it and trying not to get glue in certain places. I don't know if the Mod Podge is going to screw this glitter up. But we're going to find out. See, some of these places are really hard to... What you're doing is laying it flat. And some spots take a lot of force, but I don't want to ruin it either. Again, I have Mod Podge underneath this, so some of these spots aren't perfect. So we will have to come up with plans, whether it be decals or names or whatever. Sometimes you have to make it work. This one's a little bit harder than that gold one was, so it's just the way you put your glue on. But it's super duper smooth, but it really makes the effect a lot better than just throwing glitter on there. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the bell one to get done, put glitter on that one, and then we'll move on. I took the tape off and obviously got glitter all over my Mod Podge, so I'm just taking some tape and I'm getting it all off because I didn't cover the entire thing with tape like I should have. So now I'm paying the price, but it's just going to take a little patience. Get as much off as you can. I am going to put a shimmer over it, but I don't want all this pink showing. So I'm just going to take my time and get all this off. So with a little bit of persistence, in about 5 minutes and a lot of pieces of tape, I got all the glitter off. Now, I'm sure there's a stronger tape to do it quicker, but like a duct tape or something, what you don't want to do is lift this up off the glued cup. So just use a little extra time and a little extra tape. Otherwise, the seal is gone and the resin will penetrate that fabric. Just so you know, for future reference, I rubbed a little spot off a little too far on here. So I did take a little more tack it glue, let it dry, and put a little fingerful of glitter, and it covered it up. So this is the bell one that's done. So we'll get off the tape. And the next step, I'm starting to look at the washi tape to see which one I want to use, but I'm not going to use that until we get a coat of resin on here. So let's just get this tape off. I covered this one all the way up, I'll tell you that. I didn't want to have to stand here for 10 minutes getting glitter off. There might be a little bit, but not nearly the amount that I had on the other ones. So just peel your tape off. Mine's stuck down behind the thing. Okay. All right, so doesn't that look pretty? I'm gonna get these all on the tumbler turner, get that glitter off, and put a thin coat of resin over it before the washi tape and the bottom sticker goes on. I'm going to try my Let's Resin Fast Cure on these tumblers today. It's a 4-hour cure. It is probably 11 o'clock at night right now, so I could probably use regular resin because I'm definitely not going to be doing anything in 4 hours, but I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle dust like I usually do on tumblers. Like a little goes a really long way. It's going to be so beautiful. I've been using this in almost everything since Kimberly gave it to me, and like I said on the last video, I ordered an entire jar because I don't ever want to run out. It just gives such a really pretty sparkle without taking over anything. So this will look good over the fabric. You probably won't see it over the holographic glitter, of course, but it will give a beautiful sparkle to the fabrics. So we're going to get each of these coated, and then tomorrow we will work on the washi tape and the zipper, and then after that you're just gonna have some final coatings, which I'm not gonna bore you with. Then we'll finally have a reveal. I hope this video isn't taking too long, but it's tend to take longer because I'm doing 4 at a time here. Okay, let's get this on. Ready for the next step. They are sanded and resined, and I'm going to be putting the washi tape on. So I have all my colors here. I thought the blue went the best with this one to pull out a little bit of the blue in those candies. So let me find the end somewhere. We're just going to cover the seams. And let me see, actually I want to go around the top first. I'm going to leave just a little bit of that silver showing. Once you have the tape on, I do recommend you spray it with a clear sealer or use a liquid sealer, because these washi tapes don't always stay flat once you have resin on them. I've learned the hard way. Okay. And if you're going to put something on the bottom, now's the time to do that as well. Actually, Now for this zipper, and I just wanted to show you, now's the time to put your sticker on. And I completely forgot to print all the decals, so I need to go get decals printed as soon as I get the zipper on. Get those on, then we can seal coat them. So the sticker one, these two here, I put 2 down because this is doubled up and you want to see it on both sides. And then we'll go like this right up the center of that gold trim. So first I'm going to get my UV resin and my light. And I think this is the fastest, quickest way to get this sealed down. Is just put some resin under here. You can do hot glue, whatever you want, whatever works for you. And then get this curing the best that you can. I know it's not going to cure through the fabric, but the sides should cure pretty well. So I had what was sticking out cured, and then I put a bead along each side and a bead along the top, and I've got that cured. So you're just gonna go step by step all the way up, little by little. You can't do too much at a time. You have to go according to what you can hold down, and then what the light will cure at once. So I'll do one section and then I'll get it done when I won't bore you with the whole thing. And this will be sticking out more than the rest of the cup. There's nothing you can do about that, but it's a cute addition to a cup, I think. So just get some down, try to get it into the center of your washi tape, and then cure it up. And when you get to the top, just cut it off wherever you want to cut it off. Now this cup will probably take an extra coat or 2 of resin just because this is raised more than the others. So I'm just going to get this side done and get the decals put on. Well, I'll get them cut out. I'll come back when I have the decals ready to go on. So this one wanted the name Belle on it, and they also wanted the date that the cup was made. So that's what I have ready. We're just going to put this word, I didn't like it going that way because there's too much room there, so I'm just going to put it this way to take up the space on the cups and say it and say they wanted anything else. So I'm just gonna make sure that looks good. And I think I'm going to put the date here down in the corner. All right, this one is ready for the next step. It looks pretty. We're gonna get some more sparkle in this going. And like I said, I'm gonna seal all these. So let me get the other 2 decals on. going to spray these all with Mod Podge sealer. I did tape up this little zipper. It doesn't always work, so there are no guarantees that this will be loose. Sometimes they do get resin down, but we're going to try to keep it up and loose. So I will do my best. They are all finished, so let's go through each one of them. Here is the bell one. See all the sparkle in there? Super cute. There's the date, the bottom, and she wanted just the normal lid. Okay, here is the dog one. Super cute. The zipper came out good. I did end up resining down the zipper. It usually comes out that way, but some sparkle on the dog prints, bottom, and a regular lid. And then we have this candy inspector. This one had the whipped cream lid. If you want to know how I made this, I will put the link in the description. There is a video on that on my channel. I did put sparkle in all of them. And the bottom. And then finally the last one, this music one, which was done with vinyl. I know I didn't show a lot on this one, but there wasn't a whole lot to show. Now the lid has a separate video as well. This is little ice cubes and a lemon. So if you want to see that, again, I will link that in the description, and you can find the video on my channel. The bottom is this beautiful color glitter, black and white. I think it's gorgeous. I hope they like it. So thanks guys for watching. I hope I've inspired you to do something outside of your box. And I will see you all tomorrow. You guys all have a blessed day. Bye-bye.